Okay, so Chainsaw Man episode 9 continued the pain and suffering from last week's episode. However, Makima was the equalizer the Devil Hunters desperately needed. Also, FYI manga readers, please let the anime only speculate and enjoy what they watch week to week. Blatant spoilers will now result in automatic blocks. So, let's break down episode 9, which covers the second half of chapters 25 through chapters 28. The opening moments, as if it wasn't heartbreaking last week, to indeed confirm that Himeno is gone here through Aki's POV, and Himeno's last words to him about not dying really adds emotional weight I didn't experience through the manga. The OST, the fantastic BA performance, and fear and sadness expressed through Himeno's eyes really makes this entire sequence a top 10 emotional gut punch in anime for 2022. However, her Ghost Devil did leave one parting gift for Katana Man and Akane through the revival of Denji, as many of you last week desperately wished she did earlier. But with our hero being triumphant, defeating the Bat Devil and the seemingly impossible Eternity Devil, how well did Denji perform here? As evident in this episode, in the beginning, he held up his own. The velocity of both combatants' fight sequence looked fluid, and the animation looked much cleaner here than Katana Man versus Aki in last week's. However, Denji's lack of combat experience and underestimating his opponents in Katana Man proved to be his downfall. Katana Man, with his signature sword draw dash, sliced Denji and the hostage he was holding in two. Akane is being shown nail-less, and this is due in part with her contract with the Snake Devil. Much like how Himeno offered her right eye for the Ghost Devil to snack on, the Snake Devil supposedly eats Akane's nail as an exchange to being summoned. With Denji being taken out of the picture, the devastation from Katana Man's squad reveals most of the Devil Hunters in the area being wiped out. Arai is confirmed to be RIP, but valiantly defends Kobani up until the very end. The biggest WTF moment in Equalizer, as mentioned earlier, is in fact Makima surviving her fatal injuries mysteriously. Sadly, that reveal won't be answered this season, and lying to the latest character introductions of Tendo and Kurose makes her one sussy baka. If it wasn't even more of a head scratcher, Madoka, one of the last surviving special agents, asking Makima whether or not she orchestrated the entire events that went down with no response, makes his red hair femme fatale motives ambiguous, but perhaps even leaning on some evil ulterior motive. In any case, whatever Makima is scheming, Fujimoto has us cheering for her when she requests that both Tendo and Kurose find her 30 convicted felons, a high elevated shrine, and a fresh pair of clothes for the drip she's about to perform on Katana Man's thugs. As I mentioned in my YouTube shorts, the mystery and acts that Makima performed at the shrine to this day is still a mystery for even manga readers. We know this much: she tells the convicts to say the names of the victims she winds up taking out. In exchange, the convicts also perish. Essentially, a life for a life. Also performing some Naruto hand sign jutsu, pop goes the weasel. What really makes this scene stand out in a huge way compared to that of the manga is slowly watching how Makima twists and turns her hand so methodically, and in real time see how the Katana Man's thugs feel uneasy to being frightened, and then witness their heads and faces being twisted and bent like a pretzel, going out in a really gruesome way. I compliment the OST basically each and every week, and this week is no exception. Repeated beats pulsating through me while Makima glares at these convicts wearing a blindfold, wiping out the corresponding thugs, is very intimidating. I'd love to know your thoughts on how this sequence was executed. Now, let's get to Kobani, because whether you like to be a Kobani stand or Twitter goblins trying to cancel my fellow content creators for disliking her, she actually proved her worth and abilities here. We just witnessed how Aki, Denji, and Himeno fared against Katana Man, but seeing how this petite, anxious woman confronted Akane and Katana Man here was awesome. Her nimble acrobatics made the Snake Devil look like a Slug Devil, and her jumping easily several feet in the air to slice Katana Man's shooting arm and then grab that same weapon mid-air to pop a few behind the man's back easily is a standout moment in this episode. Although both villains got away in the van, the emotional nuances from Kobani apologizing to Denji, to thinking of Arai protecting her, and sadly telling Himeno next time she sees her she's gonna quit, was filled with despair. Many have said Kobani was supposed to represent the average Joe in the universe of Chainsaw Man, and how realistically depicted I think many of us would react if we were placed in her shoes. So do I feel sorry for her here? Absolutely. Anyway, is Kobani contracted with the Monkey Devil? Click here to find out, and to learn more about Makima and her potential motives, you're gonna want to click on this video right here.